Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and behind me, you can see we have a new storage system. So I hope you guys are ready. Today I have a goal, and that goal is to go ahead and get advanced into, or get started in Ender.io, and also kind of get started with the Ancient Warfare mod. And you may be wondering, well, what's the Ancient Warfare mod? I've never heard of that before. Don't worry, I haven't either. I know very little about it, but I do know how to sort of get started with it. And to do that, we're going to need a research book and a research station, both of which can be gathered pretty easy. So we're going to start off with this first because it does take a little bit of time. So we're going to need some leather, paper, and some iron to make a research book, and we need to make a research table because unfortunately we can't really craft many of the items from Ancient Warfare without researching it first. So think of it like Thaumcraft. You can't really craft the items or even learn the recipes until then. At least here we can see the recipes, but we can't do anything with them. So it's going to require a crafting table, just a little bit of wood, iron, and gold. And you can tell we don't have much gold, but we do have a lot of everything else. Let's go ahead and grab just some wood, and that way we can kind of get started with the crafting. Make a crafting table. We can go ahead and make the book. I believe I have paper laying around. And perfect. We're ready to go. So this is a very simple recipe here to make a book. Unfortunately, it's got a lot of iron in it. And it also gives us this book here, which talks about research. This is going to be the book that you want because this book pretty much tells you how everything works. So we're going to keep that for later. I also thought that it opens up a tab here that might help, but I don't see that. So maybe it doesn't. I was thinking maybe it had an advancement tab, but it doesn't seem to have that. Anyways, let's go ahead and make a chest and make the actual research table. So the fun part about this is we can place it down and get started. We need to actually right click this book, and that sets the researcher. You can see where it says researcher name is me. And when you open this up, you have a bunch of stuff that you're going to be like, oh, I don't have a clue what any of this does. But I do know where I want to go with this. I want to make a storage. So it's called a warehouse in this pack. And what you need is a warehouse. You can use a warehouse crafting station, but I believe you need a few of these different things. And these are all under the trade section here. And if we actually look at the trade section, which is all the way at the very bottom, you can see what it requires down here in order to get this. And you can see what all it unlocks. It unlocks a lot of stuff, including backpacks, which are pretty nice. But we're going to need to do fishing and command. And if you click fishing, you can see we need to learn agriculture. So there's a few steps that we have to do in each one. And command, we need to learn leadership. So it looks like leadership and agriculture are going to be our first steps. Let's place our book in here and we can go into our research queue. And we need to invest in agriculture. And we also need to invest in invention, I believe. And then the invention is going to push us into, we have to actually look in that book real quick because so fishing, agriculture, and that doesn't go any further. And then, so we need to learn agriculture and then fishing. And then this is going to be command. So leadership and command. Awesome. The research queue, which will be leadership and command. So this is our whole list, and from this list, oh, fishing was also there. There we go. And that's going to unlock trade. So trade is where we're eventually wanting to get to. And so we need to follow this research list over here, which is asking for sticks. I don't think it's specifically asking for river cane. I hope not. Sticks hopefully will work. So we put the sticks in the corner. It's going to ask for some wheat. I actually don't have any wheat, so it gives me a good chance to set our farm up over here. It changes each time we look in here. Sticks. Okay, so wheat, and these are going to be regular torches. So, like, it rotates every time we open this up. String, and yeah, we're just going to have to complete this. We're going to put the items that it's needing in here and call it good. Now, I don't have any particular material. I don't have any seeds, it looks like. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and make a regular hoe. I'm not too worried about that. And we're also going to need to make a bucket. So let's go ahead and get some water. Get ourselves a little crop set up. I'm going to put the crop in the little back area here to this corner, because I think this is going to be a pretty decent place for it. Yes, that means removing all of this that we placed last episode, but that's okay. The watering hole, we could probably put it further out. How about right here? Be a good place for water. All right, so we're gonna run over here, grab some water, and get that started up. I went ahead and grabbed a bit of that apatite that was actually laying out there when we first started our episodes. And I do have a little bit of sand, and what we can do with this is make a bit of fertilizer pretty quick. Fertilizer is wonderful. It's like bone meal without needing bone meal. So we should be able to gather several bits of wheat with this pretty quickly. But I wanted to go ahead and, like I said, get a farm started. Look at that. Immediately, we have tons of bits of wheat. Tons of pieces of wheat? How would you say that? Something like that. Anyways, we have tons of wheat. And yeah, I have some more seeds now I can plant. We'll definitely be using this stuff later. Fertilizer is amazing. Saves you bone meal for sure, especially if you don't have it early on. All right, so that is that part, and then the rest is torches, and we should be able to get most of this research done right away. And I really want to unlock the storage, because this will be way better than using chests early game, right? We'll throw the torches in, and you can see its progression bar, and it actually consumed the items here. And it should put us into the next research, or should move us into the next part, which is going to need charcoal. So I'm going to go ahead and get most of this research done. I might show you each individual step of getting it done, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do all that. So I'm kind of getting to the point where it's a little bit more expensive. We got through our basic stuff that was requiring string, torches, and paper and things like that. Now I need a full set of iron armor, which, I mean, I need to make one for myself as well, so I might as well get all of that started, but I kind of want to use silence for that. But let's go ahead and make a regular set of iron gear, and this is going to be specifically for this. I think we're going to try out silence armor instead of doing normal armor and see how that works. It might give us some better buffs, and it might be a little bit better on us. All right, so let's see, just boots, because I think we're almost done with this whole set here. There we go. Those are the final items needed for command. I don't know exactly where we're at in our research queue. It looks like fishing, and then we're at trade. Fishing's probably going to require some fish. So, you know what we have to do? I need to go fishing. So I'm going to end up doing a little bit of fishing. There is a little watering hole over there. I need to catch, what, 5 fish, and we need a bit of string. So that's not going to be too difficult. We have a few string right now, but I could probably go out and kill some spiders and call it a day with string. That's for sure. So I didn't really have a very good experience when it come to finding fish normally. I did catch a lot of fish, but it was all Pam's Harvestcraft fish. So I decided to come into the mining dimension because I know inside this dimension we are going to find a couple of things that we need. One is fish. We have a high chance of finding fish. But another thing is going to be waste stones. We can actually collect waste stones in this dimension. But first of all, we have to find villages. Now, villages should show up in this dimension. And a good way to find them, if you have a decent PC, is to go into options, video settings, and just turn this up to max. And this should dramatically improve your vision, improve the ability for you to see where villages are appearing. And yeah, overall, should work. Hopefully I'll find some villages soon. Not always are you guaranteed to find villages right away, but they should appear on the map. And right there is a village. Now, I almost forgot something. I recommend setting waypoints. You can hit B on your keyboard to set a waypoint. And yeah, setting a waypoint is going to be very important. So I'm going to go back here, set a waypoint, and then head over to this village I found over here. Looks like there's a village over there. Finally, our frames are catching up, and our chunks are loading in. So yeah, we're definitely gonna go find. Out of these two, we should be able to find some fish, almost guaranteed. And I'll show you how. So when you make it up here, you definitely want to grab these waste stones. Don't set these waste stones. That's not important. What you want to do though is grab them, because they are going to be a very useful resource to you. And I mean super resourceful. I'm also going to grab all this food. This is just basically free food. Especially potatoes. I think cooked potatoes are probably some of the best food you can get. But one thing you're going to find in this village is going to be a pet shop. It's pretty noisy here. But yeah, this you'll see right here, pet shop owner. And inside here will be a few chests. They're going to have some cool things in it. Also, you're going to see all kinds, like there's pet shop owners. Look at this. Just tons of stuff. But what you should find is fish. Look at that. We just found some fish. We found some cookies. I recommend taking the feathers. Pretty much anything you can take. Some leads. All of this good stuff in here you want to grab. And of course, there's bookshelves. There's usually bunny rabbits inside these guys. I mean, it's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Got some wolves here. But that's just about all that's going to be really useful in these villages, other than like this is going to be your what do you want to call it? The plague guy. The plague doctor. It's this plague doctor's house. It's related to the rats mod. And I haven't really got too far into the rats mod, so I don't know too much about it. And then you're also going to find over here the forestry house in this village, which are going to have combs and some things to help you get started with forestry, which is usually nice. You're also going to find a mechanic. This guy is from Pneumaticraft, and he's going to sell Pneumaticraft related items, which is very nice because usually finding that villager is not that easy. Of course, finding villages in general is not that easy. Eventually, I want to grab myself a cleric. I would really like to grab that guy, but I think we got just about everything. I'm going to head probably to this village, collect another waystone, and then also see if there's more fish, because I'm pretty sure we're going to need more fish for that fishing thing. I think we need at least 8 of them or something like that, or was 6. So I'm going to go ahead and head over here, grab the rest of that stuff and food, and then we're going to head back and finish everything up. So we're almost done with this. Almost. We just need to get these items in here. There we go. So this was the fishing quest complete. And then we have one more left before we can make this beautiful thing. And I hope it's worth it. I hope this thing is worth it. Oh, we're going to need diamonds and emeralds. Well, I haven't encountered any emeralds, but I'm pretty sure we have everything else. And I kind of know how. I kind of know what it's going to take to trade and get an emerald. We just need to go back and trade a villager some wheat. And we should be able to easily get at least 1 emerald. Now, I do have 3 of those, 8 of that, and we do have books. I just put them in here. So I throw the books, and I just need an emerald. So I'm going to head back there, grab an emerald, and we should be ready to go. So I ended up getting the last bit I needed, which was just an emerald, and voila. So this should unlock trade for us. Now, I am going to need a station. So if we go to advanced warfare, or ancient warfare, I don't know why I say advanced, but ancient warfare, there's a crafting table that we are going to need along here. So the engineering workstation or engineering station, pretty similar to what we just crafted. But except this right here is how we're actually going to build most of these components. So let's go ahead and dive into this real quick. We need what, another chest and crafting table. So crafting table and a bit of iron to get this all topped off. Awesome. So let's go ahead and make that. So after all this is done, this right here is where our book that we've done our research goes into, because now we've unlocked the ability to craft things under trade, things that are under that trade instance. So if we go into the we actually need to just probably search warehouse, and you're going to see we have a warehouse interface, and then a warehouse crafting station, and then we have our warehouse control block and storages. Now I think we actually need the warehouse control block in order to get this to work. And I think it might be listed under here, under warehouse. Okay, so it's a auto-organizing mass storage area, which is really nice. Okay, the warehouse control block, warehouse storage block, and warehouse interface blocks. So the interface block's probably going to let you put things in there, like with a hopper and such. Control block, I think, is where everything is going to be stored, like how it actually recognizes things. So let's just kind of make a small one. So we're going to need a control block, a crafting station, which I think is going to let us craft out of it, And let's just kind of look at these 3 different sizes. What's the difference? So let's just make a large one since we do have the material to do so. Let's just go ahead and make a large warehouse storage for this. So this is just going to require iron, right? And as you can see, I can't craft it in this table, but I can craft it here. You can't craft these things in a normal crafting station. It does require your research book to be in the box. All right. So what else do we need? We need this, which is going to be 2 chests and a piece of paper is what it looks like. Of course, let's pull our paper out. So the control block, and then the crafter is probably, yeah, it's going to be very similar, except for we need a crafting table. Perfect. Okay, so we have all the blocks ready to go. Let's figure out what it's going to take to utilize these and to use them. So let's place this down. Okay, so it's got a bounding box. Sort by type. This is descending. Okay, so control block. What about this? Missing warehouse below. So this needs... Maybe this can be placed here. So, okay, so that's how that functions. And then I'm guessing inside, if we place inside this box, we place a storage. We can actually change the bounds here. So this is our current system. Okay. And nothing's in here yet, but I just added iron in there. Okay, so we can start to store items. Now I actually want, I think I want this block to be directly behind, and I want to see, can I get this, I'm assuming I can get this really small, right? So I can change the bounding box here. So we make this 1. Like that. Small bounding box, and then this is the southwest and north, so we can't really change this, but we could stack. So I can just store all of my items in here. Now, I don't know how big the actual single large storage is. That's the only problem. I don't see anywhere. This is set to descending, by the way, so we need to set this to ascending. Okay, so here's our total items. So we can store 1,700 items in here, pretty much, in this simple setup. Okay, so I want to pull everything out because I want to move this. I don't actually want this here, but I'm glad that I can customize it like that. Okay, that's really cool. So now that I know this, I think I'm going to move where my furnaces are located. And I want to set my storage here, like right here. That way we can have our control block right here. We'll change the bounds, right? Make it smaller. Just like that. Now we have a single slot here where we can put this. Basically, it's going to read anything that's in this bounds, or in the bounds. We can start throwing all of our items in. And I'm assuming the crafting table that is... Where did our crafting table go? There it is. I'm assuming this is going to automatically pull items out that we need. And if we put a research book in here, we can actually craft the researchable items. Oh, this is great. This is great. All right, so with that in mind, let's see, can I craft this? So first of all, I need to craft a chest. So yeah, that's going to be something that I need. But I want to try and craft these things out of here. So let me just make a few chests right now. We'll store those in here. And if I want to make this, it pulls it right out of the system. So this is like an early, even earlier than refined storage system. That's kind of cool. It doesn't seem to automatically put the stuff back in, but it might when we craft something else. So let's see. I put another storage container back here. Let's see if I want to craft this, but I'm like, oh, wrong craft. Let's craft this instead. Okay. And then what if I'm like, okay, I don't like any of this stuff. I want to craft this. Okay, so it does throw the stuff back in on your next craft. So just got to keep that in mind while we're doing this. Okay. But still, that's really cool. So yeah, we can put all of these storages in here. And this will be a nice early game storage. And I'm assuming the interface works very similar to what you'd think an interface does. It probably lets you pull specific items in, put them in. Very nice. And you can set filters, I think, for each one of these. Well, there's our centralized storage. It's very simple, but it gets the job done. And that's what I really like. So time to move on to refined storage, because that is something that we need to get done. Otherwise, we will not be visiting any dimensions anytime soon. So let's dive in now that we have that. Makes life easier. Let's store all of our items, get rid of our chests, and we're going to get started with refined storage. Or Ender IO. Why am I saying refined storage? Ender IO. Now that I have all of this storage capacity, it's really, really nice. I can start crafting a few things. I'm definitely going to need iron. Now, you can see, like, I know the items are here, and you can keep pulling them out. Oh, that's so cool. But anyways, we need to craft a few of these chassis. So I'm going to need that stored away in there. That way I can pull a few out. And I guess if you pull another one, you can kind of see how that works. But anyways, here's also what we need. We need some iron. And I guess, what does these do? Huh. There's like little side things. I wonder if that would be like, if there was different recipes. That'd be kind of a nice feature. Anyways. We're going to need these gears to get started with this. This is going to be an affinity bimetal gear. We're going to need a few of these. So 6 of those made. We're going to need a piston. What else is there? A couple furnaces. I definitely know I'm going to need a few furnaces. I think it's 3 required for a lot of these things. So let's go ahead and make our simple Stirling generator. Our sag mill, which is going to require another piston. Sag mill, this is going to require regular gears, not bimetal gears. Later on, we are going to use bimetal gears, though. Do I just not have any sticks? You know what? I believe that I probably am out of sticks, which is perfectly fine. We're going to make a bunch more. Oh my goodness. This crafting table is kind of cool. All right. So, yeah, just making the gears. Bam, bam. Perfect. So there's our sag mill. We're gonna need to crush a few things with that. Make another one of those, and this is our alloy smelter. Okay, so pretty much everything that we need is here and ready to go. This thing, unfortunately, with its current standing being our simple versions, are not the best in the world. So let's put our alloy smelter here and our sag mill here, and then in the middle we'll put our power, which is gonna be our Stirling generator. Very simple machines. Just requires a bit of coal in the middle. Now, don't expect this to be efficient. It's 80% efficiency on the coal here. Also, this leaks 0.05 RF per tick. So it's not great because it will just waste power when it sets idle. So we need to make use of this while it's here. There's no reason to keep it around any longer. So let's go ahead and just first start crushing some coal down. And then over here, while that's crushing coal, we need to start pulling out a few things that we're going to need. So we're going to need the crushed coal, and we're also going to need obsidian. And we don't have obsidian just yet, but we can go ahead and grab the iron that we have. We're kind of running out of that. And yeah, we're going to have to make a diamond pickaxe or something that can break that. So I'm assuming I'm going to have to go back down and find some more diamonds. It shouldn't be too difficult as we do have a hammer and such. But a diamond pick is going to be needed, and I might as well bring a bucket with me as well. Ore excavator makes it really easy, though, to harvest a ton of obsidian that will last forever. I think we just used up our bucket, so I guess it's time to make another one, right? There we go. Bucket. Alright, so I'm going to take this, get that all done, and then we can get started with the rest of the stuff we need to do by the end of the episode. So we just pick up the diamond and hope that there's 3 at least. Nice, it was 5. And then I'm gonna head back up, come back down here where this is located, and oh yeah, we got some mining to do. And it shouldn't destroy our pick, but it'll definitely take a big toll when we finally put down a little bit of water there. So let's go ahead and ore excavate this. Oh boy. All right, So my hope is I'm gonna go ahead and do it this way. If we place the water here, that should expand out. There we go, and then come back. And now we should be able to go about this. And actually, I might want to step down and hold down the ore excavation key, and we should get enough obsidian to last us for a good while. That's for sure. Oh, that's such a satisfying noise when that happens. All right, let's pick this back up. And how much do we get? Oh yeah, a stack and a half. That's gonna be plenty for a while. For a good while. So after all of that, all we got to do now is take this and get our materials in here. So we need iron, right? A little bit of iron. I do need to get some cooking. We'll cook that up. So we'll take our iron, this, and the coal that we've been crushing. And all of this is going to incorporate, and we are going to get ourselves some dark steel. Now all we have to do is wait for the last one, and then we're able to make the key that I talked about before. That is going to unlock the next dimension, which is going to require a block of diamond, some infinity rod, and some aquamarine. So I think we're going to get that all done next episode and head into that dimension. That is going to be a very different dimension, and it's going to take some time to figure out. Guys, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you guys in the next episode, and as always, thanks for watching.